how much of the merch is selling because the people like the merch. I mean, Jey Uso could just have a cool shirt. You know, people like wearing the sunglasses. So, I mean, you got to take that into play too. Maybe for kids, I know for a fact, because I've seen it, the Jey Uso merch is very, very colorful. Absolutely. So there's a million. I mean, they could be buying a shirt just because they like the shirt.
What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with Vince Russo for another episode of Writing with Russo. I am here with the namesake himself, former WWE head writer, former WCW head writer, and former WCW World Heavyweight Champion in the flesh, if you will, baby. He is Vince Russo, baby. How are you, baby?
What is going on, Dr. Chris? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, man. I'm feeling much better today because, you know, I've major back issues, man, and back flared up really bad. Past couple of days, man, I battled migraines because of my back, and so
that's man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks, man. It stinks. Going to the gym every day tremendously helps my adrenaline for about an hour and a half. I just go and just get my getting and do my doing and all that good jazz, and then I have like an adrenaline dump, and I'm like, oh, and so battling migraine over the past couple of days, but I feel better now, man. So,
good. I'm glad to hear that, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, man. Let's talk about we are commissioned to talk about a couple of things. Let's talk about the very first topic. Have you ever yeeted on any of our shows? Other than the sound clip? Yeah, come on, Vince. Come on. Let's go. Come on. I know that you got the sound clips.
Meat and power and meat. Meat and power and meat. Meat and power and meat.
Very nice. So, all right. So the fans have been waiting for this, Vince. We got to yeet on 3. You got to put your arms out. Come on, man. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeet. Very nice. Vince Russo, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Chris, we just yeeted all over the Writing with Russo. Yeeted all over Sportskeeda. Of course, that is going to bring us to our first topic for this evening is Jey Uso. So, this is what I'm interested in. You know, we've got, you know, a template of this topic to talk about. I want to take it from this direction, Vince. Now, the craze of Jey Uso, one of the top merch sellers, I was given information from within WWE that there's no plans to turn him or cool off on him whatsoever. He was the second in merch selling at live events, and he wasn't even advertised to be at events, and people were still buying his merchandise. They're very happy with them financially. However, the very fickle internet crowd who has a flavor of the month, just like, you know, other promoters do and other promotions, so to speak. But Vince, back in your day, there wasn't such a huge influx of social media. I mean, there were dirt sheets still, but there wasn't Twitter, there wasn't Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have those massive influx of social presence. Most of the social presence online were forums. Most of that was back in the day. Now, with this influx of social media presence, if you were booking now, how much would you listen to the IWC, or Internet Wrestling Community is what they're called, which very emotionally, you know, passionate, if you will, lots of negativity when it comes to that stuff. Now, a lot of people are criticizing Jey Uso when he was just the person who they were favored and happy about winning the Royal Rumble just a couple of months ago?
Zero. I wouldn't even look at it. I didn't look at it when I was working. You know, when I was working at the tail end, Prodigy was starting and AOL was starting. All that stuff was just starting. Chris, I wouldn't even look at it. You've got those people. Those people are not going anywhere. You've got to get the people that are not watching. So I would not, first of all, bro, I wouldn't have time to be on the internet if I were writing these shows.
Yeah. Do you think, WWE has a huge media presence, as far as Twitter and Facebook and YouTube? There was just a big topic, big buzz, a lot of backlash going on with Jey Uso because he got like 61,000 dislikes or something like that for a match that he had with Austin Theory that was cut short. Now, of course, he couldn't do anything about that. That wasn't up to him to cut this short, reportedly, because of the John Cena promo is what, the reports are going around now. Fans blame Jey Uso for that, and he's getting backlash because of that. Now, how do you explain from a writer's perspective someone from the social media department coming to you and saying, man, Jey Uso's got a bunch of dislikes because of that, and people starting to cool off on Jey Uso saying he can't wrestle and that the gimmick is getting boring? How do you map that around any of your decision making based on the things that you've heard, say, from someone?
It would just be totally ignored, man. It would be my gut, and it would be knowing in my heart and in my head what we need to do. Bro, we used to get that from Dixie all the time. We used to get it all the time. Dixie used to, not only did Dixie read Wade Keller, she would talk to these people. And as soon as she would come in and give information, she would never say it was from them, ever. I knew it was from them. I knew it. And she would come in and, oh, yeah, they're saying this and they're saying that. And great, Dixie. Okay, great, Dixie. I'll take that into consideration and then just block it out and do what my expertise and my experience taught me to do.
Yeah. Because you're not playing to the house anyways. At least you shouldn't be. You should be playing to the casuals, because the house is going to be there regardless, right? So you playing to the casuals that's the market that you're targeting. Those are the people that you want to bring in. And from what I heard, it's funny that you did say that, because I do remember someone who was a top name in TNA told me before that every time they would go in Gorilla, like Dixie Carter wouldn't even pay attention to the screen or anything else outside. She would have her eyes glued to the phone, throughout the entire night, just about glued on the phone, not paying attention to anything having to do with matches or anything like that. She's just being Gorilla glued in. And it's like, man, how much do you really pay attention to that stuff? And you can see inconsistency. It makes me wonder, another question for you, a follow-up with that. How much do you think Tony Khan is mimicking things like Dixie, just staying glued to social media?
I think a lot, because Tony is looking for approval. I mean, he's been looking for approval from day one. I think he's probably doing it more than even Dixie did, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. And in the grander scheme of things, man, it shows just inconsistency if you really pay attention to that market as far as just the internet, man.
Oh, can you imagine, Chris, if you're listening to those fans running a professional franchise?
Yeah,
you'd be all over the place. I mean, who's starting, who's sitting, you would literally be all over the place if you let the fan base dictate to you the starting lineup, who's coming off the bench. Oh my God, bro, you'd be all over the place.
Talk about a flavor of the month, man. I mean, you'd have a flavor of the month like every 2 weeks. It'll be flavor of the half month. So yeah, man, you got to pay attention to merch sales. You got to pay attention to live crowds and things like that. You got to pay attention to. It's just you have global ventures, global broadening ventures. From what I was told, Netflix is seeing the Jey Uso influence and being happy about that. So stuff like that is what really matters, man. In the grander scheme of things, it's
Right.
it's all about the money, man. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I don't see Jey Uso's babyface turn ending anytime soon. Do you think he should win the championship at WrestleMania?
But you know what, Chris? It's funny because I got to tell you, man, when I was writing, bro, I didn't know what merch sales were. I had no idea who was selling what. Like, that certainly had nothing to do with dictating how we wrote the show. Bro, if they like Jey Uso, they're going to buy Jey Uso's merch, whether Jey Uso's getting a push or not. So like that never, ever came in. I swear, bro, I don't think there was one time where I ever knew, who was 1, 2, and 3 in merch sales. My job is to write a good television show. That's my job.
Let me ask you this, because you would be out in the crowd oftentimes, just standing there, just kind of doing a panoramic view, just kind of wide scope of just seeing the ebbs and flows and the emotional pull from different people. When you would see the Austin 316 shirts, for instance, would that nudge you at all to say, man, yeah, okay, I see a lot of people are buying Austin stuff, not necessarily influence the direction, but you are seeing that this guy is working. What I'm doing with this guy is working because the crowd as a whole, there's Austin 316 shirts everywhere. Did that influence?
Chris, I swear, I can tell you, I never ever looked at what the crowd was wearing. I swear to God. And why I would go out there, bro, really is I would really want to go out there at times to see if what we wrote worked. I wanted to see if it was going to work. That's why I went out there. But man, it's funny that you mentioned that, Chris, because I never looked in the crowd and thought about who was wearing this and who was wearing that. I remember there was one time, bro, at TNA, I'm taking my socks off, everybody. There was one time at TNA, bro, where I wanted to break up Beer Money. And Dixie actually came up to me and said, do we really want to do that? They sell a lot of merch. And I was like, Dixie, I don't care how much merch they sell. We're trying to get television viewers. The more television viewers we get, the more you're going to sell of everything. So I'm not worried about, their merch sales falling off because we want to break them up as a team.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, a lot of the short-term benefits of people getting merch, percentages and things like that helps the wrestler. So from a wrestler standpoint, they're like, well, I don't want to rock this boat because these merch sales, if I'm getting a percentage of it, it's helping me and my money and my income. But do you have those wrestlers? Did you give them more of a long game? And essentially, them being used in a long game is going to cause more people to come. And how does that help their money and their income in the long game?
Well, Chris, you got to look at it too, man. It's like, how much of the merch is selling because the people like the merch? I mean, Jey Uso could just have a cool shirt. People like wearing the sunglasses. So, I mean, you got to take that into play too. Maybe for kids, I know for a fact, because I've seen it, the Jey Uso merch is very, very colorful. Absolutely. So there's a million. I mean, they could be buying a shirt just because they like the shirt. I mean,
it's a craze too. I mean, that's that comes with the craze. It's everybody is on the Yeet train now. You know what I mean? And so that's where the short-term benefits comes in from these merch sales. I mean, even from a Cena standpoint, dude went heel and he's still doing different colorways, and different merch sales. So he's like, man, I'm still gonna get that percentage. How would you like? I remember people like Jericho and JBL. I mean, I always say commit to the bit. They were committing to the bit and really like wanted to be full on heel. Like, don't give me any merch. I don't want any stuff promoted. None of that stuff. I guess we're not in that that feel, that culture anymore, where people just will say, no, I don't want anything. I want to really commit myself being to the heel. Why do you think that's changed?
God, bro, I just think, man, we live in a culture today, man, especially with social media. Bro, everybody just wants to be liked.
Yeah.
They just want to be liked, and it's really
belong.
Yeah, and it's really, really weird because I mean, my God, Chris, like, how can anybody think, and I don't care who you are, that everybody's going to like you? They're not, bro. They may not like you for ridiculous reasons, but there's such a, and again, bro, you're the psychologist. There is such a need to be liked. And Chris, I don't understand it for the life of me. I mean, bro, I hated being a babyface when I was on air. I absolutely hated it. For starters, it just wasn't fun. Yeah. And, but again, bro, that is different today. Everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to be acknowledged. Everybody wants to get that pat on the back. And I don't understand it, bro. It's like there's this sense of insecurity like across the board. And I don't understand that, Chris. You could explain that better than me.
Yeah, I mean, we even see that with heels trying to be liked now. You know what I mean? I can't stand the concept of like heels who are trying to draw heat, trying to be liked. I can't stand the idea of that. Like, it just makes absolutely no sense to me. I'm going to say a name, and I've said this before publicly. No shade to who this person is in real life. I don't know him. I know people who know him, and they speak very well of him, very highly of him. But I could not stand when Adam Cole was a heel. I couldn't stand it. It made no sense. He would come out to the cool music. He would do the boom. He would do the Adam Cole, baby. The fans are cheering this guy, and this guy is there positionally. He's there to make the babyface look good. That's what heels do. They draw heat to eventually make Batman, bring in the savior, bring in the Batman, bring in the Superman. You need the villain to make that person look even better. But if you're taking away the pops from the babyface, it's making the babyface look worse. And a lot of people in wrestling, they don't have that mentality anymore. They just want the pop. Like I always say, they don't care about the dynamic of the face, heel, hero, villain. They just want the pop.